positivity, shall we? Because this is relevant any day of the week, and it is especially relevant now. So firstly, what exactly is toxic positivity? Toxic positivity refers to the idea of not being able to tolerate any form of negativity or negative emotions because we have bought into the belief unconsciously that life is about feeling positive, or that the most important thing in life is that we feel positive. And frankly, this is a load of bollocks, and it's probably screwing you up quite a lot. So I want to talk about toxic positivity from 2 points of view. One is the way that if you are being toxically positive or positively toxic, the way that that affects other people around you. And I want to talk about the other aspect of this is that how your own toxic positivity affects yourself. When someone is telling us about things that are happening for them right now, and in particular when people are feeling stressed and negative and they're having difficult, challenging emotions, if you are someone who has bought into the lie of toxic positivity, then you'll find it very hard to meet that person where they're at. What you'll do instead is come at their suffering, you'll come at their pain, you'll come at their negativity with some very positive, upbeat things. And you might say something like, oh, it could be so much better though, couldn't it? Or just look on the bright side, or keep smiling, or stay calm, carry on. Now, this is kind of a form of gaslighting, quite frankly. When somebody is telling you how they feel and you, instead of meeting them where they're at, come at them with all these positive slogans and garbage, then what that does is to tell the person that you are not validating the way that they feel, and it makes people feel ashamed. It makes people feel that somehow their emotions are wrong. You know, we are social creatures, and actually, the part of our brain involved in social processing is very tied to the part of our brain involved in self-regulation. And so actually we co-regulate each other. When you meet someone where they're at and you have the ability to mirror them, to resonate with them, then that actually really soothes their limbic response. It actually really helps the way that they feel. Often people don't actually want advice. People just need to be listened to. Key thing is they need you to resonate with them. They need you to tap into the way that they're feeling. And if you're just so busy staying up here being really positive and you have no tolerance for anything negative, then you will never be able to resonate with people. And that's a really sad thing, because actually you can't connect with people fully unless you can actually hold some of the negativity and the difficult emotions that people are feeling. So that's a massive one. The second way I want to talk about this is how being positively toxic or toxically positive affects yourself. So, you know, we need to validate and honor our emotions. Being positive is not the most important thing. Developing the ability to self-regulate, which is extremely tied to resilience, that is the important thing. That's what we should be aiming for. It's a journey, it's not a destination. And the ability to self-regulate is part of that, is a necessary part of that, is the ability to actually consciously feel in to your negative, stressful emotions. You know, when you repress the way that you feel, you just drive yourself into further patterns of unconscious feeling states, decision-making behaviors. You know, actually, we know from research that when you don't acknowledge how you feel, your feelings actually continue to affect you anyway. You just push them down. You just repress yourself and you oppress yourself, and you basically just fuel more patterns of unconsciousness that will actually keep you stuck in the way that you're feeling for a lot longer. You cannot get to self-regulation through here. What I mean by that is you can't get to the ability to self-regulate by forcing yourself to think positively. It really gets me. It's I could talk a long time about this, but it's so much crap, and please don't buy into it. It is so important that you honor how you're feeling. Meet yourself where you're at. Don't force yourself to feel different. Don't be ashamed of negative emotion. You know, the number one way that we learn to self-regulate is by tuning into the intelligence of our heart That's a huge one. I'm doing some training around that very soon. By being fully attentive to ourselves, by being fully present with the way that we're feeling, by being compassionate, and by tuning into the experience of our feelings as feelings, not by coming at the feelings from thinking. I said a while ago in a post that most of us tend to experience our feelings as thoughts. So we go up here and we're experiencing how we feel, but there's really not much experience actually at all, because it's feelings are an embodied process. But what we try and do is cut off from the body and just experience our feelings up here. And it's a really detrimental thing to do. On a lot of levels. So the other thing I want to say is that what I have personally found, I don't know if there's research to back this up, I'm sure there probably is that people who have the most attachment to staying positive, being positive, looking on the bright side, are actually the people who have the lowest tolerance for negative emotions. And what does that mean? That means they're the people who actually can't self-regulate. It means they're the people that don't have much resilience. When you do have resilience, when you do have the capacity to self-regulate, to calm your nervous system down, to manage your emotions, then negativity, it's an emotion, it's part of a repertoire. It's not this thing that we kind of feel this great aversion to. The aversion comes from our incapacity to actually manage those emotions. But listen, feeling your feelings is important, and try and make some conscious space to do that. Intentional. Sit down, tune into how you're feeling, ask yourself how you're feeling, and then try and experience your feelings without thoughts, but actually noticing what's coming up in your body without trying to run away from it, without trying to make them go away. And the next time that someone tells you that they're going through some difficult, challenging emotions, don't make them wrong. Don't tell them what they should be feeling. Just listen, try and go to your heart space and connect with, the way that someone else is feeling, so that you can resonate and help that person to regulate, which actually helps you regulate, because we are social beings. Excuse the groggy voice, but I wanted to show up because this is something that's really close to my heart, and I've had some questions around this. So if you have got any questions or got any thoughts about this, then just give me a comment below. I hope you're all taking care, and I'll see you soon.